All right, now we're going to take a look at our three-step stuff. I'm going to concentrate on slant because I think we do something just a little bit different with this as we see different looks. So let's take a look at this, and we would call this, we actually call our protection. So formation-wise, this would be a rip near, right? Rip near. We're going to load protect here. Right tackle, right guard are going bandit to Sam. Center and left guard are going anchor to Mike. We want to make sure that we seal the inside. We don't want any penetration in our three-step. Three-step would be our 30. This is the 8 side. The even side outside is an 8. So that's a 38 slant. Okay, now we're seeing here is what we call an amber defense, one high safety. The read for us in our quick game is always the first man inside the corner. So the read here is the strong safety, and certainly nothing different. I mean, that's pretty much what everybody does. I guess you're either a true read team that looks at receivers, or you're reading the defense. We read the defense, so we want to react to this strong safety. The guy that we have to be careful of is the danger guy, and he's the next man inside. All right, he's a guy that, based on his abilities and his alignment, can cheat a little bit and get into a situation where he can be dangerous for us. So we have to be aware of him, and we want to eyeball him at the line of scrimmage before we get into our true read. Now, as I mentioned somewhere before, we number from 1 to 5. So this is our from the on the call side to the away side. So our number 1 here is the Z. Here's 2, here's 3, here's 4, and here's 5. We're running our load protection. Load protection is a 7-man protection, which we prefer to do in when we're running our quick game, unless we're overloading a side and running a 3-man route. Okay, so we're reading here. Typically, we get a strong safety who's going to sit and try to get under or try to run with this slant. We're going to come right back here to our Y. Okay? If we get a strong safety here who tends to widen when he sees this action, then we know we're going to get the ball in this window, and that's where we have to be very careful of this danger linebacker coming over and getting in the window. All right, and I think if you look back, probably more often than not, it's not this guy who gets in the way of your slant, it's the danger player. So your quarterback very much has to be aware of the window and when to put it there. Now, I talked about going from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5, 3 and 4 are blockers. Well, maybe you have a tight end who isn't a great, who's a great inline blocker, and he really helps your run game, and maybe he's not the guy you want here. So what you can do now is just, by formation, just switch it up. Bring your fullback or an H-back or whatever you got, whatever you use, bring him out here, put him in the route, and for us, instead of a rip near, okay, this is just a rip wing for us. We would put him 1 by 1. I guess that's a better picture of it. We'd put him 1 by 1. He now becomes number 2. He's got the route. So it's 1, 2. He now protects, and we're fine with that in 3-step. We would never do this, in 5-step. We wouldn't ask our fullback or our tight end to block a defensive end in 5-step, but in 3-step, we're okay with it. We're still solid inside. I'm talking about protection, but it relates to this 3-step game. So now we have the same read, but now we've got somebody here who we may like better at catching the football. Okay? We may like that better. Okay? But we have the ability to do that because of the flexibility of our formations and our multiple system that makes doing that kind of thing very, very simple. All right, now we go back and we'll take a look at that as we originally constructed it. So that's where we're at, and that's a 38 slant, and this is against amber. Okay, We've got a one high safety, and again, I talked about this in when we talked about what this does for us. We know there are 8 in the box. That's why it's amber. There are 8 around the box. We have to be very careful of that. This guy is certainly a hot guy. If he was to come off the edge, we'd give it right now. So that's how we would handle a slant against amber. Now, what's the adjustment we make when we get green, not amber? We get a too high safety. Well, we don't want to push into this and come off. That seems like a waste to me. So what we're going to do is we're going to automatically change some things when we hear green. And our quarterback yells it out at the beginning of our cadence. When we hear green, we automatically change this route from a slant to a dart. He's just going to step off with his inside foot, and he's coming inside hard. He's going to use his right arm to rip through this guy if this guy's got his hands on him, and he's coming down in here hard. Our number 2 guy goes up the field to seal off the danger guy. All right, to seal him. And now our quarterback knows to change it from a 3-step to a 1-step. It's step and deliver, and we want the ball caught. We want to catch the ball right down in here. Here's where we're looking to catch the football. It's a great way to hit this thing quick against a press corner and a too high safety look. You know, this like everything else, this kind of adjustment came because what we were doing wasn't good against this defense. I mean, you certainly can't come out here and you can't run it typically. There's a guy sitting in the flat. You can't throw the ball to the flat, right? You can't throw the ball to the flat, and you certainly can't run your slant typically. This guy's going to be over the top of it, and you're going to have a heck of a collision there, and I don't think you want to do that. So what we said was, well, let's make that adjustment, right? Here's what the typical slant would be, and you got a problem. You know, you're running this flat route into a guy sitting in the flat. You got the danger guy here, and you got a safety coming over the top. To me, advantage defense, not advantage offense. Now we go back to what we adjusted to, and I think it goes, we feel, you know, I kind of like our situation here. Now, it's no longer advantage defense. I think it's advantage offense, okay? And we're just going again. We're coming off, this thing is being changed now from a 3-step, and we're getting right into 1-step. We call this route a dart, so we're making the adjustment from a slant to a dart, and we're getting our quarterback. Again, our quarterback now is going 1 step. He's stepping out and bang, and that thing's being thrown right here. Now, sometimes we may have to take our fullback and cheat him a little bit. You know, we may have to take him and move him up a little bit just to make sure that he can get here. But with the inside release, all the good tight ends are going to step down here, and we can get on him. All right? So there you go. There's our 38 slant. That incorporates all the rules we have in reading the defense. Your first man inside the corner as you read. Of course, we've done things a little bit different here because there is nobody on level 2 down here that's inside the corner. And here's our danger. All right? So there you go. There's quick stuff on how we run it. Slant against both amber and green.